Simon BRIGGS Last updated 1300 the 3rd of March 2019 KAMRAN JEBREILI AP Roger Federer after winning the Dubai Championship against Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece, his 100th title. Francois Nel AP Roger Federer celebrates a century of titles, after winning the Dubai Championship. Francois Nel AP Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece reacts in his defeat to Roger Federer, who he had ousted from the Australian Open. Francois Nel AP Roger Federer lines up a backhand in Dubai. Peter MEECHAM More than a decade ago, Roger Federer practices on center court at the Olympic tennis venue at the 2008 Olympic Games held in Beijing. Francois Nel AP Roger Federer stretches for a forehand. Tennis: what do you look for in a sporting career? Quality or quantity? The greatest athletes deliver both, and Roger Federer, who lifted his 100th career title in Dubai on Sunday, and ZT, is as great as they come. Whole volumes have been written about the beauty and grace of Federer's game. But what sometimes tends to get lost amid the eulogies is his killer instinct. Remember that he won his first title in February 2001, when his opponent Stefanos Tsitsipas was coming up for 3 years old. It takes no little effort and tenacity to make tennis look this easy, for this long. On Friday, Federer was asked whether he saw this Dubai final as a revenge match. "Maybe a little bit," he replied, acknowledging how much it had stung to exit January's Australian Open at the hands of Tsitsipas, the precocious Greek who had never even won a match in Melbourne until this season. Read more *underarm Kyrgios was within his rights Venus closing in on top 10 Artem Sitak taking career in different direction for 2019 Artem Sitak advances to doubles final in Acapulco. Could we detect a sense of righteous retribution yesterday? Federer was certainly far more fluent than he had been at the start of this week, when he sputtered to 3-set wins over Philip Kohlschreiber and Fernando Verdasco. But then there were other sources of motivation in play. He had been stuck on 99 titles since Basel in October, an eternity for a man who was once used to winning 10 tournaments per season. As Dubai's royal family looked on, Federer broke serve in the first game of the match, something he had not achieved in his 2 previous meetings with Tsitsipas, and kept up the pressure throughout a 70-minute masterclass. Add feedback. The 6-4 scoreline looked respectably close, but Federer is a natural frontrunner, and he never seemed likely to be reeled in. "Reaching 100 is an absolute dream come true for me," he said at the presentation ceremony. "I'm so happy I am still playing. It's been a long, wonderful journey, and I wouldn't do it any differently. Of course, it's tough sometimes to be on the road and away from your friends, but the sacrifice was all very, very worthwhile. We'll see how much more I have left in the tank." Federer thus became only the second man in tennis history to raise his bat for a century of titles. This is an idiom he would understand, as his maternal grandfather was the secretary of the Northern Transvaal Cricket Union. The first was Jimmy Connors, spikier than a porcupine, who would go to any lengths to turn a tennis match into psychological warfare. Connors was always railing against line calls or making obscene gestures with his racket handle. He was a magnificent player, a natural contrarian, and a massive pain in the backside for his opponents. Federer could hardly be more different. Where Connors raged and buffeted like a 1.78 meters dust devil, his successor in the 100 Club is serene, sweat-free and, for the most part, impassive. We do occasionally hear him swear, but it is the very incongruity of those moments that makes them stick in the mind. Can Federer catch the Connors tally of 109? It's not out of the question. He won 4 titles last year, and a magnificent 7 in his comeback season of 2017, the one he began by recovering from a breakdown against Rafael Nadal in the deciding set of the Australian Open final. But when the question was put to him at yesterday's presentation ceremony, Federer denied that he has 110 in his sights. "We're living in a day and age when all the records have to be shattered," he said. Not for me. I am just happy I am still healthy. I think what Jimmy did was an unbelievable achievement, and he should be proud of that. I am proud about the things I have done. Tonight was a very special evening, playing Stefanos and seeing the future coming up. It's part of the whole journey. Federer will celebrate his 38th birthday in August. Somehow, though, he has proved almost immune to injury and burnout, the twin curses that have afflicted almost every other tennis giant. Yes, there was glandular fever in 2008, and the bizarre knee injury, suffered while running a bath for his daughters, that sent him to the surgeon's table 2 years ago. Otherwise, though, his physical integrity has remained as constant as his love of the game. In the interview room afterwards, Federer confirmed that he has already signed up for next year's Dubai Duty-Free Championships, an event that he has now won 8 times. The appetite is still there, and the same could be true for his millions of fans. Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal may be the 2 top-ranked players in the world, but Federer, the ageless magician, remains the man with the greatest international appeal.